I'm Kelly Brown. Welcome to Real Time, where we cook real food in a real kitchen on a real budget. For real. These are my girls.
Hola.
And today we are going to, well, first of all, do you have your special beverage?
Clink it on clink clink.
Because that's what makes cooking a lot more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Or it makes it feel special. Today we're going to cook a pork roast. Today you will learn to appreciate your grandma or your mom or whoever made roast for you because it takes forever. Now I sometimes just throw this in a crock pot with everything and turn it on. But you have to have your stuff together to do that. You have to start that early in the morning. We are getting started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So we have to do it the old-fashioned way on the stove. First thing we're going to do is cut the fat off.
It's very jiggly. Slimy.
Well, it's there.
You can hear it.
Well, okay. There's not a whole lot. I mean, there's really not, and I don't want to take it all off. Some of it's yummy. Okay, let's season it. Over here. We are using the Holy Trinity. I already measured it up. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, about...
A little bit of olive oil, right?
We will. Well, you know what? Let's just rub it on there.
So it's going to be a dry rub.
It'll be, for now. Then we're
Are you
going
going to take out the fat?
I will. Yeah, I will. No, that's your piece.
All right.
Okay, so we got both sides.
I'm fine.
Rub it in there. And you know what I didn't do? Heat up the pan. Will you go heat up the pan?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we got our pan finally heated up. That's what we were waiting for. We have our seasoned meat, and we're going to put it in. We're going to put it in there. Now, I have this fancy contraption. It's a meat hook. You could pick it up with your hands, but later on you're going to flip it. And these are great for when you flip it.
So don't fry your hand.
Right.
Yeah.
And tongs are like kind of awkward to pick it all up with.
Mm-hmm.
But you can use tongs. So watch this. See, look at that.
But you don't want to be that one awkward.
I put it on the fat side down. Right? That's okay. I put it on the fat side down. And we are going to let that brown on all sides. So I'm going to brown it on that side. How do I know when it's done? I just look at it. I just take a peek and see, okay? So you have to stand here for this part. You can't go walk off and do your hair or whatever. You have to stay here and wait for it to brown. On that side, flip it over, flip it on the sides. It's called searing it. And the reason we do that is because once we pour that liquid in, it not only does it add flavor to brown it, it's called caramelization, right? But it also seals the natural juices of the meat within the meat. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so see you back in a bit. So, we browned our pork on all sides.
Smoky.
But I don't know why this happened, but it did. So, we burnt. It's not burnt on the roast, but it's burnt in the pot, and that will taste disgusting if you use it, so don't use that. So we're just going to get rid of that and get a whole new pot.
Yay.
And now what we're going to do is turn the heat on. I think I just had the heat up too high, trying to brown it fast.
Oh, yeah.
But faster isn't always better. So I'll put a little bit more olive oil in there. And I want to, you don't have to do it this,
You're going to saute it.
but I am going to saute it. I want to get a little color on these. I can just throw them in with the roast and everything and let it cook, but it just adds more flavor when you do this. So here we go. We're going to
Love
put this in there.
hate onions.
And you hate onions? Get a pinch of salt for those.
Pinch it. Just pinch it real good.
Okay, if you put this broth on top of those onions before they caramelize, they won't caramelize. It stops the process.
Because it's too liquid.
So that's why whatever. I'm just being impatient. Let's put this in there. I think I'll put it right on top. Sorry. Okay. Right on top of those onions. That'll give them a minute to brown up, right? And you can cook that roast right on top of those. Oh my God, this is so loud. Okay. Okay. There we go. This is my homemade vegetable broth. So All I did was I keep all the scraps from my vegetables. So if I peel a carrot, I keep the peels.
Oh.
If I have an end of an onion, I keep it. If I have, celery, broccoli stalks, fennel, mushroom stems, whatever, or even like parsley stems that you would throw in the trash, you can keep all of that. You are very sizzly. You can keep all of that in a freezer bag, and then when you have a full bag, you boil it in water for 10 minutes, strain it off, and you have vegetable broth.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! And you never have to buy that stuff again.
That's a lot too. 8 cups.
Oh my gosh! Hello! I forgot to put tomato sauce.
Paste.
It's just not my day. That's why it's called real time. Put that in there. And just get it on the bottom, okay? So now you can feel really good about yourself that you're not as scatterbrained as I am.
Yay.
Anyway, here we go. We're going to make like a hot tub party, okay? And that meat is going to soak in the hot tub party, like up to the shoulders.
Okay.
You get me?
I got you.
Maybe a little bit more. And what we're going to do now is cover it. Well, we'll bring it to a boil. After it gets to a boil, we'll turn it down to a simmer, right? Then we'll cover it and cook it for an hour.
Okay.
Whoa. Flip it over, cook it for another hour.
Ugh.
Add our vegetables and cook it for another half an hour. Takes a long time.
I'm hungry.
Say thank you, Grandma.
Thank you, Grandma.
For every time you made me pot roast.
And for every time you made me pot roast and food.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
That's not it. That'll do.
Whatever.
Okay,
That's what
so-
my mom does.
Yeah, it's not the right lid, but
Real
today,
time.
everything is going weird. Like it's a full moon.
Is it?
On
Hold
Halloween.
up. Let me look at the calendar.
You know, whenever it's a full moon, people start acting weird.
Must be today. So we're gonna cook this an hour with the wrong lid on it, and then we'll get back to you. Okay. It's been a hard day. I totally don't even know how you could follow that, what I just did in there. So I'm gonna recap for you. What we do is we brown our pork roast in olive oil and season it. Then we take it out. Then you can add in some onions if you want to and stir them around and caramelize them. Then add about a tablespoon or so of tomato paste. Stir it around with those onions, okay? Then you put your pork roast back on top of those onions and that tomato paste. And you pour your broth in up to like almost covering the pork roast. If you don't have vegetable broth, you can use chicken broth. You can use wine, you can use water, but if you use water, you'll need to season it. Like my mom used to take an onion soup mix packet and put it in there with the water, and that was all of her whole seasoning. So I like to do things a little more all natural, so I don't do that, but you can do that. Okay, then you put the lid on it and bring it to a simmer, and you're going to simmer that on low for an hour, and then you'll see what we do after that. Alright, so it's been an hour. Woohoo! I don't know, maybe I just fogged up the camera, but anyhow, there's the roast. It's looking good. I did fog up the camera. Alright, the roast has been cooking for an hour in our broth with the onions and tomato paste. It's time to flip it over. So I'm going to do that with my little hook. There we go. That's just in there. It has seized up a little. You can tell it's kind of like balled up a little bit. And the liquid is no longer up to the shoulders in the hot tub. So we're going to put a little bit more broth in there. We are going to put the lid back on. And we're going to cook it for another hour. We've gotten ourselves together, and it has been 2 hours. Cooked an hour, flipped it over, cooked it another hour. Now it's time to add your vegetables. It's getting really tender. We're going to put some potatoes. These are little mini golden potatoes. You could use mini red potatoes if you wanted to. Or you could cut up potatoes, but I don't recommend it. I recommend leaving the skin on and cooking them whole. We'll put them in. Yeah, watch out for that. I've got some mushrooms and carrots, which you can use, or you could put some green beans, or really whatever you want, okay? And put that in. Now, what I want to do, if you want to come on over here, is make sure that all of these are in the liquid, right? Because if they're not in the liquid,
They won't cook.
amen, sister, they won't cook.
So if it's on top of it, then it's gonna like not cook.
It'll
all the way.
steam a little bit, but it
Yeah.
won't cook the same way. So these, a mushroom or a carrot, no big deal. But a potato,
You need it.
you
Yeah,
need it to
because it'll
cook.
be hard. Like
Yeah, you can't eat that. So there we have that. We will boil it again for 30 minutes, and then we will eat our dinner. So to prove that it is actually a crazy full moon day for cooking, and it's not just me, I actually got some fan mail. Someone sent me a picture of the chicken pot pie that we made. We followed our recipe, but she made her own crust, which I've told you I just will not do. And here's the photo. She says, I don't think I need to cut any vent holes. It's looking pretty rustic. We'll try to get an after shot after it bakes. Maybe that crust will smooth over. But anyways, we love you. Thanks for sending the picture. Thanks for the comment. God bless you on all your future pastry endeavors. Next time, maybe buy a crust. We cooked our roast. It's tender. It's coming apart. We could cook it longer, but we don't have to. So now we're going to take it, because we're too hungry. So we're going to take it out. Like, who has time for perfection? And then
beautiful.
there it is. Look at that. We'll just pour it. Watch out because it might splash. Okay, we'll just pour our
Content.
beautiful broth, and
Kind of looks like a meatloaf.
it did kind of stay, whoops, in a meatloafy shape. Oops, sorry. There you have it.
Doubt.
That is looking wonderful. Okay. Pot roast. Pork roast 3 ways. Way number 1, just like this. Way number 2, tacos. That's next time. We'll see you next time.